From the University of Montana, who's also a wildland firefighter. His name is Cory Beattie, and I'd ask you to welcome him to the stage, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Cory Beattie, and I'm a former wildland firefighter, and now I study climate change at the University of Montana. Yesterday at the summit, I heard a number of people start off by acknowledging Indigenous people, so I'd like to do the same. Last weekend at the Climate March in Missoula, a member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes spoke about his experience at a recent climate convention. What he was telling someone about how climate change impacts his community in Montana, the person responded, "So you're a Democrat?" He said, "No." He said, "So you're a Republican?" He said, "No." He said, "So you're an independent?" He said, "No, I'm a human being." This really stuck with me. Climate action is not polarizing, it's not partisan, it's a human issue. I know just how human and personal it can be from my experience working as a wildland firefighter. Over the course of 2 wildfire seasons, I ended up working on major wildfires across the West, including here in California. I would work 14-hour days on crews with more experienced wildfire personnel who would tell me that fires are getting more intense each year, and they'd say it's not a logging issue. They'd say not only have they never seen wildfires this intense, but they've also never seen the forest this dry. And here in California, you know that all too well. So I decided to take action. I took out as many student loans as I could get to learn about the biggest problem facing humanity, and especially my generation. Over the past few days, many businesses and community leaders have announced new emission reduction goals. These are a step in the right direction, but they are not enough. Leading climate scientist Dr. James Hansen explains the science in his peer-reviewed paper, Young People's Burden. The true safe global warming temperature that we need to get back to by 2100 is 0.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. There are real solutions we can take to fight climate change right now, but we need elected officials who make climate change a priority. I know personally how easy it feels to feel helpless in the face of what seems like such an impossible challenge. This year, there's a tangible thing that we can all do in the face of this problem, and we can vote. We must vote for candidates who will take a bold approach to solving the climate crisis. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm not an independent. I've seen the impacts of climate change firsthand. That's why I joined a campaign this year to tell my story and to urge young people to become climate voters this election. I'm excited to share this video with you that tells a bit about my story. Thank you. And it's only going to get worse, but there's something we can do about it. My name is Cory Beattie, and ever since I was a kid, I knew I wanted to work with the natural environment. After high school, I got a job working as a Type 2 wildland firefighter, and I ended up battling some of the worst fires this country's ever seen. It was the hardest work I've ever done, and the most dangerous too. Some days I'd wake up to learn that one of my fellow firefighters didn't make it. Some of the older, more experienced firefighters would tell me that today's fires are way bigger and way more destructive than the fires that they've seen in the past. And the reason is climate change. As a result of climate change, fire season out here in the West is already 4 months longer than it was just 40 years ago. That's 4 more months each season that fire personnel have to put their lives on the line. And I just learned that in my lifetime, we're on track to lose half of all our forests out here in the West. Can you imagine that? The West without half of its forests? That's why this year, I'm a climate voter. Join me and pledge to vote now at beaclimatevoter.org.
So we'll follow that presentation in the video with an announcement. The announcement